For 30 years, Minnie Beets lived two completely different lives. To the world, she was the calm, capable partner of Tony Beets, one of Yukon's toughest gold miners. On Discovery Channel's Gold Rush, she was authentic, steady, and relatable. A grandmother who could run heavy machinery as easily as she managed chaos. But the woman millions adored was only half the story. Minnie had mastered the art of hiding a secret life. She disappeared from the Klondike for days, sometimes weeks, with explanations that seemed ordinary. Even her children accepted their mother's independence. Yet beneath the work boots and flannel, Minnie maintained a separate existence, relationships, responsibilities, and a past that never fully ended. Before fame, before Canada, Minnie had connections in the Netherlands that she never severed. Over decades, these ties grew into a hidden European life. She attended gallery openings, hosted sophisticated gatherings, and maintained a deep, enduring bond from her youth, all while keeping the Yukon persona intact. Living two lives required extreme vigilance, separate accounts, different phone numbers, a meticulous calendar to avoid overlap. When Gold Rush turned the Beets into public figures, the stakes rose even higher. Minnie became a master of deflection, ensuring her private world remained invisible to millions. For 3 decades, she walked a razor's edge, balancing love, loyalty, and secrecy, until circumstances finally forced her two worlds to collide. Yet Minnie and her European connection continued to meet, sharing parts of their lives that remained entirely separate from her family in Canada. It was neither fully honest nor purely deceitful, an ethical gray zone Minnie justified as protecting everyone from unnecessary pain. By 2015, she had managed this dual existence for over 2 decades. She had survived television fame, emotional support during crises, school events, and milestones became her secret joy. Photographs of Sophie hidden among her possessions, a private solace she could never share in Canada. Over decades, she lived as 2 different grandmothers, emotionally invested in both worlds, while the stress of maintaining the dual life took a toll she rarely acknowledged. By 2018, she balanced both families with meticulous care, even creating legal provisions for Sophie in the Netherlands. Yet as digital records accumulated, the risk of exposure grew. The first cracks appeared in early 2021 when Monica found an unfamiliar bank statement showing regular transfers to Amsterdam. Minnie explained it away as helping a distant cousin, a plausible story, but the seed of curiosity was planted. Bianca soon joined the quiet investigation, noticing old inconsistencies and following new leads online. Obituaries, family records, and references to close European relationships hinted at secrets their mother had never disclosed. Meanwhile, Minnie's European life faced its own threat. Elise's ex-husband began probing Minnie's involvement, eventually reaching out to a tabloid journalist in 2022, offering details about her secret double life. Back in Canada, Monica and Bianca realized they could no longer ignore the truth. They prepared to confront their mother, unaware of just how complex the collision of Minnie's 2 worlds would be. In June 2022, during a routine family dinner, Monica and Bianca confronted Minnie about the relationships and financial connections they'd discovered. At first, she deflected, framing her support as generosity to old family friends. But her daughters pressed for names and truths, growing frustrated and hurt. Tony, hearing the discussion for the first time, felt a mixture of confusion and betrayal. Minnie left the dinner in distress, realizing for the first time in 30 years that control over her 2 lives was slipping. The article revealed her decades-long connection to a family in Amsterdam, her role in raising Elise's daughter Sophie, and the financial support she had quietly provided. Monica saw the article first and called Bianca and Tony. The revelation stunned them all. The woman they thought they knew had been living an entire secret life. Minnie was in Amsterdam when the story broke. Elise called, panicked at the exposure. Minnie immediately booked a flight back to Canada, knowing she had to face her family in person. On arrival, Tony demanded answers. Minnie explained that the European relationship had predated her marriage, was never romantic after she committed to him, and had been an emotional bond she couldn't sever. She spoke of Elise and Sophie, but her words could only hint at the complexity of decades of secrecy. The next day, she faced her children. Their questions were painful. Had she loved them less? Had Sophie occupied her thoughts during missed milestones? How much of her life had been real, and how much performance? Minnie reassured them that her love had never wavered, but the doubt in their eyes was clear. Trust, once shattered, could not be repaired with words alone. Public reaction was immediate and mixed. Some Gold Rush fans felt betrayed, viewing Minnie as a liar who had deceived both family and audience. Others were fascinated by the human complexity of a woman who had walked two lives for 30 years, only to have them collide in the harshest way imaginable. After the story broke, reactions were mixed. Some fans felt betrayed, others sympathized, seeing Minnie's situation as a complex human story rather than simple moral failure. For Minnie, there was an unexpected relief. For the first time in 30 years, she no longer had to live as two separate people. She reached out to Elise, apologizing for the public exposure, and explained the situation to Sophie, now 10, in age-appropriate terms. The months that followed tested every relationship in her life. Tony struggled with whether to continue their marriage, eventually agreeing to counseling to navigate decades of hurt and deception. The mining operation went on, but the atmosphere had shifted. Crew members knew, viewers had opinions, and the next Gold Rush season confronted the reality of Minnie's public and private worlds colliding. Minnie's relationship with her Canadian children evolved slowly. Monica and Bianca, feeling the betrayal most deeply, struggled to reconcile the mother they knew with the secrets she had kept. Mike and Kevin, more emotionally distant, adjusted more easily. The question of integrating the two families remained delicate. Minnie proposed a neutral meeting in Vancouver, far from the Yukon and Amsterdam. The fall 2022 gathering was awkward, but not hostile. Elise and Monica found common ground as mothers. Sophie played with her Canadian cousins, learning to accept them without prejudice. Tony stayed distant, observing but not fully participating. Minnie had finally allowed honesty to replace decades of secrecy. By early 2023, Minnie's trips to Amsterdam were open and discussed with Tony. Video calls with Sophie were no longer hidden, and financial support for Elise and Sophie was fully transparent. Both families acknowledged each other's importance to Minnie, creating a complicated but functional dynamic. Holidays and time together were carefully negotiated, but the exhausting compartmentalization of her past was gone. Trust remained fragile, but small moments of connection hinted at gradual healing. Minnie's story is a reminder that even those we think we know completely can harbor hidden depths. Her 30-year double life ended not in triumph, but in painful honesty. If you enjoy classic Hollywood stories, timeless glamour, and legendary stars, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Share your favorite old Hollywood icon in the comments, or tell us who you'd love to see featured next. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new deep dive into Hollywood's golden age.